Welcome to the Hobart Hurricanes episode in the rebuild of this season, guys. It's been a bit of a weird season for the Hobart Hurricanes, I felt. We've been so depleted by Australia picking 5 or 6 of our players, where it's just been a bit of a massacre. Then we've managed to win out of nowhere. It's been one of those seasons. So, first game, Brisbane 218 for 3. And a big 100 to Chandler and Steele 82 there. Collier is a board player. Pretty much have to play him because of how many players we've got available left. And we could only muster 57 all out. O'Toole, Jeekins, and as mentioned, Collier are all players that the board decided to sign. And they only used 3 bowlers. That's how good they were on this particular day. So disappointing effort against the Brisbane side. Didn't get much better against the Melbourne Stars. You're thinking, how on earth has your season been sort of okay? It's been a bit of a roller coaster. But 40 to Moss, 18 to Webster, and nothing from the rest of the batsmen. All the bowlers in amongst the wickets, all bowling pretty well. And they chased it fairly easily with no real issues. 1 for 19 for Franks was a wee bit of a highlight there for us. Then out of the blue, we beat the Sydney Thunder. Considering those first 2 performances, I'm thinking, gee, it's going to be a long season. But 133 for 8 off 20 overs. Franks, 5 for 25. 2 for 28 for Adams. And, yeah, we managed to chase it down with Moss, really the lone hand. He had to smash it to all parts, but 75 of about 40 deliveries got us home. They were pretty good too. 2 for 21 for Ellis. 2 for 23 for Anthony. But yeah, a surprise win there, and it continued. We bowled Perth out for 135, but bowling okay. 3 for Maxwell, Adams, and Franks. And 137 for 2. We had Colin for a couple of games, so I just put him at opening. Put our best 2 batsmen up front and to see what happens. And they put on a good partnership, and both those 50s got us comfortably over the line. So we're 4 played at the time, 2 wins and 2 losses. A wee bit of momentum, and then brought back to reality against the Sydney side here. Colin 77 up front, had to carry his bat pretty much throughout the whole innings. He was the last man dismissed. Graves 6 for 18, really just ripped through all LBWs. 128 for 4 in response. They were in a wee bit of trouble at one stage at 43 for 3, but they did well to get out of it. Fielding 2 for 20. Good to see him getting a few games in Barnes. They were both back from international duty at this point. So we lost the next game against the Melbourne Renegades. 159 all out. Webster 3 for 15. 3 for 28 for Barnes. A few scores there. 34s to Mills and Williamson. And we're 88 all out. And this time we'd lost Colin to Australian duty. So they're just rotating a couple of our players in and out and just making sure our team is really struggling. We've only really got a top 5 for batting, and then from 6 downwards, it's all bunnies pretty much. But yeah, top score of 24 points spent, 4 for 18 for Pickering, 3 for 16 for Henshaw, a dominant display there. And then just our recent game, we defeated the Melbourne Stars by 28 runs, 121 for 7 we posted, thanks to Moss's very patient 45 of 44, 4 boundaries and 1 6. O'Toole batted okay, 37 of 34. I'm happy with that. Duckworth 2 for 18 and Adams 2 for 18 were outstanding for them. And we're even better with the ball. I was really happy to bowl them out for 93. Webster 3 for 11, 2 for 12 for Franks, 2 for 26 for Fielding. We've got a really decent bowling attack when everyone's available, so hopefully that remains the case. On the table is a bit of a strange one. We're just outside the playoff spots at the moment, which is incredible considering how many people are away. Look at this: Beckett, Collins, Saunders, Maxwell, and probably Franks will go away at some point in fielding. So we've had to play Collier, Jeekins, O'Toole. We've got Adam and Hurst that hopefully we don't have to use. I've got 2 coaching sessions. I will just go to pretty much fielding and Barnes. I want to keep the bowling reasonably good. But yeah, let's start the episode. Let's try and get at least 1 win out of 3 here. As you can see, the batting order is heavily dependent on the top 4. So hopefully they can do the job. So we've been put into bowl. Hopefully get a few early ones. Fielding. Good to, as mentioned, see him in the attack. He had so much experience playing for Australia and whatnot, so the field can go out officially now, but we've conceded too many. Let's get that there. Barnes. 79 for 2. Webster. We had to bring Webster in. Hopefully Webster can continue his fine form with the ball and pick up a couple of lovely wickets. Just gets a wicket of Siddle with Siddell. For 3, we'll bring Adams back. 101 for 3 after 10. I think anything over 170 is just probably too much for us to get, so hopefully we get a few strikes. Managed to peg it back under 10, but they're looking for 200 plus here. Francis is looking really good. 75 or 43. 6 boundaries and 4 sixes. As soon as I said that, we put the Curris on him. We'll put the Curris on Beresford as well. Good spell from Webster. 1 for 27. Bring Franks back into the attack. It's a pretty monumental score that we're up against. Sankar out. Fielding. Rutter gone. 188 for 6. They post. Decent. Say a decent effort with the ball there, but it's a monumental task for the batting order. Gonna need a big score out of someone. Townsend's capable of doing that. Good enough cricketer. 4. Okay, just keep it up. It's a solid foundation. It's what was required. We're going to have to rely on Spence and Moss quite a bit. That is a key loss of a wicket. But the top 4 all average over 20. That's how much heavily we're relying on them to get us a score. So we're only going at 6 per over at the moment. We need 11s practically to win the game from here. That's going to be very hard. Very difficult. Especially when Cole is gone. Brings Glenn Moss to the crease. Who's had 1 decent score this season. Yeah, if we lose our Australian players, it's just so hard. So hard to get a team sort of stabilised. We had all our players available. I reckon it would be quite a competitive side. We've got a lot of T20 specialists. Everyone's available, but just at the moment we've got... since we have to have a minimum amount of players in our squad, like 18 or something, you can't really sign anyone in the off-season either, because they're worried that you're going to run out of money. So then you're forced to exit, and they just generate you some players that are not that good, and you can't really use them either. So that's why we've got a bare bones of a team. It's exceeded expectations the last few seasons, actually. They've done bloody well, considering. But it's just a wee lesson for me going into other career modes, is not to pick guys that are going to be playing regularly for their country. And we get guys that are regularly there. O'Toole batted alright in the last game too. Hopefully he gets another score. It's one for the Hobart future. Spence has looked okay in this innings. Hopefully he gets a few runs, Spence, and then he can get some form in the back end of the Sheffield Shield, which we could use him for. He's gone for 28 off 26 deliveries. Brings Stuart Jenkins to the crease. Guy that's very lucky and fortunate to be in this team. And he's been dismissed for a duck. So Simon Barnes. I could probably even have a case for Simon Barnes batting ahead of Jenkins. 95 for 6. Just completely outplayed again. We're going to win probably maybe one more game this season, match what we did last season. A little bit of luck. So hopefully we get a calendar where we have all our players available. Just bat our overs out here for a bit of respectability, guys. That would be good. 12 for 6. Barnes is at a few to the boundary. 20 off 18. 20 for 6. Out for 16 off 21 deliveries. And we end up posting 122 for 7 there, and it's sort of not a bad effort considering, but the top 4 really for us have to stand out for any chance. So we're still there or thereabouts in contention for these playoffs. Be amazing if we got there. If we got there, we may have access to all our Australian players, which would be incredibly good. And Zimbabwe beat Australia by 6 wickets. I wouldn't ever thought I'd see that. As you can see, Saunders and Beckett are part of our team usually. Just going in quickly, this team. It's got 2 players playing the Adelaide Strikers now. Let's see how well we go here. So I'm going to put Barnes here to Jeekins. It's not very good reading if your 5th guy averages 11 and it's the next best. I've done amazingly well winning the games I have. They've got a long bat bowling order as well from that downwards. So hopefully we can get amongst that, get an early few breakthroughs. And fielding's done that for the first ball of the game. It's not the Adelaide Strikers over. Get into that order. I'm going to bowl the top 2 out. Try and really rip open this lineup. 39 for 5. It's good effort there. We'll bring Barnes in. And Franks. This is a good bowling effort. Can't fault the bowlers. They've been exceptional this season, apart from the old game. This is another good display. I'm going to have to bring Webster in. And we've bowled them out for 106. Great effort, guys. 32 from Lynn at the end. Got them towards 106. That's still going to be a pretty tricky little challenge for us to get this. See how well we go. Someone like Townsend or someone getting amongst the runs. Get some confidence into the side. That Cole smash to 6. Take them completely out of the game. If we win this, like we're close to that 50-50 record. Like 7 wins for the season may scrape us into 4th or something. If I can get like Beckett, Saunders and Colin into that batting lineup, this makes a huge difference. We've got to get there first. We've got to get some lucky results. We're probably going to have to try and roll teams, and I believe we've got the guys that can do that. Lovely shot from Spence. It's good knock from Townsend too. He's really taken the game away from the Adelaide side, and this is appearing to be a victory. Like, we could collapse still. Like, we've only got 4 batsmen really. Although Rich Webster has proven at first class level that he can bat a little bit, so I'd classify him as a 5th or half bat at the moment. Can do it on the day. Lovely shot from Spence. 50 from Townsend there before too. 50 off 22 deliveries. This man is exceptionally good. Smacking it to all parts. Good cricket. Great cricket. 66 off 28 deliveries. I think there was 6 boundaries and 6 sixes there. This has been one of Hobart Hurricanes' more convincing performances to date. Nice drive there, and we only need 1 more to win. I didn't think we would win that easy, but 70 off 30 for Townsend has delivered magnificent performance with the ball up front as well. And we're just still thereabouts. Our net run rate's terrible. That hiding we got from Brisbane's really going to be a problem. We're playing the 7th place Sydney Sixers now. Can we get another win? That'll be the key. Again, the bowling will have to deliver a good performance. We will bowl on this surface. Hopefully get them under 150 of sorts. Brilliant bowling from Fielding. Adams is doing a good job as well up the top. Barnes and Franks. Just going to keep the field up. We've got to play that aggressive play to get these wickets. Bring Barnes back into the attack. $147 for 3. Good spell from fielding. And reasonable spells from everyone. 174 for 4. Possibly could chase that if we have a good one. Need probably Webster and O'Toole. Someone get a score out of them too. Hopefully Townsend continues his good form. 15 off 11 deliveries. At least he's got us up to a flyer. I want to be there or thereabouts. I want to play another episode of the Hobart team this season. I can't really do it because just how poor our team's been. Can't have 2 episodes of just same old, same old. Right, just keep the standard, guys. 48 without loss. Lovely shots. Oh. Townsend's gone for 42 off 29. That needed to continue just a little bit longer. Spence greets the bowler with a 6 off his first delivery. $104 required at 8.6. It certainly is gettable, but it's going to have to require these two to get probably a 60 or 70 run partnership. So to keep it in check, the score. Can. Lovely shot from Moss. Oh, Spence is gone. Brings Rich Webster to the crease. 74 required off 7. Lovely shot. That's found the gap and that's gone for 4. Good placement for Moss. Big hit from Webster. Exactly what we needed. Just got to keep the rate around 10s. Come on, Webster. This is your time to shine. You're in the team as an all-rounder. Good shots. Lovely shots from Rich Webster. 20 off 9 deliveries, though. Just didn't hang around long enough. Moss is playing and missing everything. O'Toole gets the boundary. 46 off 4. It's in favour of the Sydney side. But you never know. Like a couple of boundaries here and there. I want to target about 20 off the last over because you just never know. I think Moss is just playing and missing too much. And he's out for 26 off 32. And the run chase is falling apart. 33 off 12. It's just too steep for the guys. They put up a good effort, though. Just again, just with big scores like this, especially with an order like ours, it's going to be tough going. 153 for 8 off our 20 overs. They won by 21 runs. Do the Sydney Sixers. And a good finish to the season. Possibly may see another episode, guys. If that happens, we will play the playoffs, which is highly unlikely. But you guys will be back, if worst case scenario, for the final game of the season against Queensland. And yeah, we'll see you guys then for another episode of The Rebuild.